Welcome back. House Republicans on the Judiciary Committee holding a hearing at the southern border today inside Yuma, Arizona's City Hall. A Yuma County supervisor, the county sheriff, and the president and CEO of Yuma Regional Medical Center all testifying today. Democrats are refusing to attend. They say they didn't have enough notice. Joining me right now, live from Yuma, Arizona, Texas Congressman and member of the House Judiciary and Transportation and Infrastructure Committees, Troy Nehls. Congressman, thanks very much for being here. What are you expecting to hear today, and what is your reaction to your colleagues on the left not showing up?
Thank you for having me, Maria. No, the Democrats, they had enough time to show up to this hearing. The Republicans, we're all here. We're here. Whereas Jerry Nadler and all the Democrats, they're not here because they don't want to hear what the American people have seen over the past couple of years, that we have a crisis at our southern border. We have a crisis at our southern border. The sheriffs are here. The CEO of the Yuma Regional Medical Center, the hospital, the sole hospital here in Yuma, Arizona, about 460 beds. It's being overwhelmed. They are being overwhelmed with uncompensated care by giving care to all these illegal immigrants. And some of the care, you know, these individuals are coming into that hospital, many of them with chronic disease and illness. And they have a real concern about the number of pregnant women that are coming into their hospital with their small NICU, their small little area for children, and they're not getting the prenatal care. So they're being overwhelmed in their maternity ward and everything else. So we've got some real problems here in Yuma.
Yeah, I mean, we all know this, right? I mean, we've got 5 million plus people apprehended at the border just on Joe Biden's watch in 2 years, and that's just the numbers we know of. We know 1.5 million of the additional got away. We've seen them on surveillance cameras. So what is this hearing going to do? Are you just trying to put a spotlight on it for the Democrats so that they do something about it?
Well, I think so. We got to keep up the pressure. We got to let the American people know that we are the party that truly cares about having secured our southern border. Don't forget about the 14 terrorists that came through in November. So there's a lot of bad hombres coming through our southern border, and I think it's a losing conversation for the Democrats. That's why they didn't show up. They don't want to talk about this. They don't want this to be highlighted, but this should be one of our key points. This should be one of our key talking points for 2024 to get the White House back. We have to secure the southern border, and the way we can do that is with a Republican president. We must secure the southern border and bring awareness.
John.
So, Congressman John Levine from the New York Post here. I have a question for you. Former President Trump famously promised to build a wall at the southern border. And I know that it was not totally completed, but a lot of it was erected. Do you find that that wall has been a suitable deterrent to illegal migration? Has that been effective at curbing any of this migration?
Without a question, and when you talk to Border Patrol, they'll certainly agree with me. And I've been down here before. I've been in front of that wall. It's a big, beautiful wall. It has beautiful gates because it's not about legal immigration. It's about illegal immigration. Now, you're going to get those that are going to say that these individuals are scaling that wall. You may have a couple of people scaling that wall, but what we should do then is build it 5 feet taller. It's a big, beautiful wall, and it's helping secure and save this country. We have to have secure southern borders, and that wall is one way to help keep the American people safe and channel these people. You got to channel the people into these areas so we can focus on them because there's just way too many people coming across.
Well, here's my big
Yeah, Congressman, you're a former sheriff. Is that correct? Texas sheriff? And
oh, yes.
I'm curious, from your perspective, how accurate are the numbers that get put out there in public? When we, as an example, January of this year, they're talking about almost 60,000 gotaways in January. Is that an accurate number, or where are we on this?
I believe it's underreported. It's underreported. Listen, the Border Patrol, they're spread thin through this entire southern border. We don't have one, maybe one every mile. So I think that the reported gotaways that they have encountered, the gotaways that they report, I think are underreported. They're coming across this southern border under the cover of darkness. They're bringing the fentanyl. The amount of fentanyl that they've seized last month could kill every American. It only takes 2 milligrams to kill an American with this fentanyl. So I think they're underreported. The left, the media, The media is dishonest. They're not going to report the true numbers, and I think they're underreported, quite honestly.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, given the fact that we rarely see stories about the wide-open border on the mainstream media, frankly. Then there's Ohio and Palestine. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is finally going to head to East Palestine, Ohio today. This is 20 days after the toxic train derailment. Talking about 3 weeks of nothing. This comes one day after President Trump went to Palestine yesterday. Congressman, you were in East Palestine last week. You drank some of the water there. A lot of people are questioning that water. Let's take a look.
I'm here in front of this little cafe. I had them pull a little water out of their tapper, and I'm going to drink it. The fire chief, everybody says the water is clean to drink in the municipality. Drink the water. If you have a private well, if you don't have city utilities, you have a private well, they are recommending that you drink bottled water while they are testing your individual well.
I don't know. After 9/11, people said the air was clean at the New York Stock Exchange and the streets around there. How do you know the water is safe, Congressman?
Well, because I had a great conversation with the mayor. I had a conversation with the mayor, and the mayor said to me, I said, you know what? I was joking with him. I said, you know, I'm with the government. I'm here to help. What can I do for you? He says, if there's one thing you can do for me is let my people, the people that elected him as the mayor, to let them know that they can drink the water through the municipal water supply. And I said, I can do that. Okay. So I went and drank some of the water with him. And I just think we got to be there to support the mayor. The mayor is struggling down there. You can see that he's overwhelmed, and he's trying to build trust and confidence with the people he served. Yeah. Now, we got politicians. We all go down there for 2 hours, and then we go back home. We got to support the mayor, and the mayor is as honest as the day is long.
Do you think the fact that Donald Trump went to Palestine, that put a fire under these guys, and that's why Buttigieg is going, and Joe Biden picked up the phone and called people from Poland?
Yes, absolutely, and I agree. I think it was a great move by Donald Trump. That's why he's going to be the 47th president, because he has shown leadership. He showed leadership for 4 years, and now he's in East Palestine helping those people. So I think it's a right move. I think it's a great move. Yes, there's a lot of people beating up on Mayor Pete and Biden for being everywhere but Palestine, and rightfully so, because this is a serious issue here. Okay. No question about it. It's not getting the attention the federal government needs to give it.
Congressman, thank you. We'll be watching the hearing today. We appreciate your time. Troy Nehls joining us this morning. Thank you, sir. We'll be right back.